Welcome to the Geek Screen, the show for all media of a nerdy nature. I'm Perry Constantine.
I'm John Brasic.
Johnny, how you doing? It's been a long time.
It has. I don't know why we didn't do this, but
Well, I'll
it's
tell you. I'll
probably
tell
my
you why.
fault.
It is your fault. I'll tell you why
Yes.
we didn't do this because last time we did this, after we were done, we said, "Okay, well, let's do an episode on Daredevil." And you said, "Okay,
Yes.
I'll let you know once I've watched Daredevil." And
Yes.
we all said, "Oh, we should also do one on Age of Ultron." You said, "Okay, I'll let you know when I've watched Age of Ultron." And then I didn't hear anything from you for like months.
Yes. That's my answer to you. Yes.
And
I
did you do all your homework?
yes. No. Yes, but no. I I had to tell you, Perry. The Age of Ultron is going to be my Gone with the Wind. Now, for those who don't know, it took me basically a decade and a half to watch this fucking movie. Not because I have anything against it, quite the opposite. Okay. Every attempt I wanted to see Gone with the Wind has either led to disaster or preluded by disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I'm like, oh shit. So like for example, every time when I went to see the Gone with the Wind one time, I got like a quarter in it. I got a kidney stone, and it's the same thing with these with Age of Ultron. I've either been rained out because I'm disabled, so I got to take the bus
Mm-hmm.
with the motorized wheelchair. So then that, or the fucking bus lane's got a problem, or I'm sick on something, or I actually get to the theater and the fucking projector is broken. Now, at this point, it's not playing at all the theaters inside the movie theater, all the cinema screens on all the theaters like it first came out. You've gone from I'm a 17 like six down to two screens. So and the other one plays at a time where it's already halfway through the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and so of course everybody then decides to go see that one, and you can't get a ticket, or you go to try to see Mad Max, which even that movie I haven't been able to see, and I wanted to see. So I apologize for that. The Age of Ultron to me has been an age of frustration.
Oh man, I've seen that movie several times already.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I gotta get down to see it. And I don't even think I can see it now in at my theater.
I mean, it just came out in Japan in the theaters.
I'm not downloading it because I want to see it on a big screen.
Yeah, yeah, you should definitely see it on the big screen.
You know, that would be nice. But what the fuck? Figures. Oh, so I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Jurassic World.
I
I
saw
haven't seen.
Jurassic World.
I I haven't seen Ant Man. My little grandnephews did. They just saw it because I talked to them on the phone.
Yeah,
They love it. They're
I'm
gonna.
really looking forward to, based on the reviews I've been seeing of Ant Man so far. I'm really looking forward to all the backpedaling all the haters are going to have to do about this movie.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But you know
I
what? They got some practice after Guardians of the Galaxy.
People hated that.
No, people said it was going to be awful
Based on what?
based on the fact that it was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, that's a dumb reason.
It is a dumb reason. Yeah, everyone like you should have seen. Oh, you should have seen it. Everyone's like, "Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy will be Marvel's first flop," and it was. I think Cracked did like 5 articles on about how it was going to flop, and then so then you'd think they'd learn their lesson after it came out, and it turned out to be one of the best Marvel movies. But nope. Then they started saying the same thing about Ant Man.
Well, poo on them.
Yeah, yeah. So it'll be
Well,
fun to watch them. It'll be fun to watch them have to backpedal.
well, I can tell you right now. I just looked at the AMC's because that's the one that's chained by me.
Yeah.
None of them have it. None of them have it. I can see San Andreas for some fucking reason, and I guess Ted 2 or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Oh, it's coming soon. No wonder. Hell, if I want to see Minions, it's in a million different theaters
Right.
or Inside Out. But no, I missed the boat, so I'm gonna have to fucking wait.
Okay.
Ah, that's depressing.
This is for
But I
Age of
haven't.
Ultron, you mean, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But you're still talking about Ant-Man.
No. 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 Man, I'm gonna try and see that. But also, did you see the Terminator movie?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, it's not doing well in the theaters because I don't know if you've seen all the trailers for that movie.
I think I have.
Because there was a TV only trailer. I don't know if that's on YouTube or not. And the problem with that is whoever made that should be shot because in the theater, or not the theater, the um, movie studio is officially pissed about this because the trailer actually gives away the ending.
Oh, really?
It's the actual ending
Oh, wow.
with the twist or whatever. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, yeah. Don't say anything.
I won't say anything, but and when people saw that, it's like when the ticket sales dropped.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they kind of fucked themselves, and oh, were they pissed?
Well, did you hear what Warner Brothers did recently?
No clue.
Okay, so you remember when the Age of Ultron trailer leaked a while back, and Marvel's response to it was "Damn it, Hydra."
Yes.
Yeah, so it was like this nice tongue-in-cheek response to the fact that it leaked, right? And everybody loved it. Warner Brothers, when they released because the Suicide Squad trailer leaked after Comic Con,
Right.
and then what happened was everybody watched this cell phone version of it or whatever, and so Warner Brothers, they released the full trailer, the official trailer, and high quality. But then they also released it with a statement complaining about the fact that the trailer got leaked and everything, and it's just like, you guys
See,
can't help yourselves, can you?
see, this is the problem with DC, and this is why when they interviewed or they caught up with the guy who runs Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, "What do you think of this?" And he goes, "We're Marvel." That's it. He drops the mic. That's his answer. We're Marvel, and he's doing it while wearing out of a corporate meeting, wearing a fucking Gumby shirt or something, or Spider Man or something. I don't know what it was. Whereas what you have with DC, not the comics, but we're talking the movies now.
The Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers is that all those projects compared to all of the ones for Marvel is they're being run by a marketing department. Okay.
Right.
It's sort of like a company that was a cool company, but now it's done a little well.
Mm-hmm.
And so they bring in an outside guy to run it, guts the culture
Right.
of a company. And it's become this sterile thing that, well, what's worked in the past for marketing? What's normally the past corporate response? Whereas all the Marvel projects, it's the people who actually love they're part of it. They're part of that. Like they're fans themselves,
Right.
or if they didn't read the comic book, which has been the case for I think a couple of these movies, they took the time to become part of that community.
Right.
Whereas the DC, well, let's put on, okay, we'll go to Comic Con and we'll do like they're running through a manual of how to interact with people. Like they treat the community of geeks and nerds and what have you as if you're going on a safari and oh look, there's a rhinoceros over there,
Right.
or you're visiting Borneo as an explorer and you're cataloging the natives in some
Mhm.
guidebook. Whereas the guys at the fucking Marvel, they're like, this is like spring break for us.
Right. Right.
They don't understand. Run with it.
Mm-hmm.
It gets leaked. Use that to your advantage. They're freaking out.
And you know what the funny thing is, like Warner Brothers they could not generate good publicity about Suicide Squad to save their life. It's like everything they've done, everything they've announced has been met with kind of like meh at best. And then this trailer leaks and everybody's like, "Oh wow, this movie actually looks like it could be pretty good." And then Warner Brothers bitches about it. I'm like, they just did your job for you, you dumb shits.
It's like they're ashamed of it. It's like, oh Jesus, the child, the one sibling has gotten out of his cage from the basement. Now everybody knows that we have this stepchild that lives, this leper that lives down there. Shit, we gotta hide them.
Mhm.
They don't understand. This is the whole thing. They're not connected.
Right.
They'll probably show some guy who, oh yeah, I read comic books 20 years ago.
Right.
But that's the thing. He read it 20 years ago.
Right.
It's not. You have to form a bond with your readers. I'll guarantee you, the people that did Guardians or Ant-Man,
Mhm.
when they made that movie, they were having fucking fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay, whereas Suicide Squad, okay, I'm pretty sure Jared Leto had a good time. Okay, but from what I can tell, Will Smith, I'm sorry, in every split looks like I'm just here to do a fucking job.
Right.
You know? And he fucking doesn't want to do it because he just says, I'm going to give them a counter offer that I know they'll say fucking no to, which is I'm going to put up my most untalented son and demand he get a gig. You know?
All right.
And,
So, well, speaking of, since we were on that subject, what did you think of the Suicide Squad trailer?
I liked it. I thought that, well, let me not focus on the Joker for a second because everybody likes to focus on the Joker
Right.
and Harley Quinn and all that. And a lot's been said about that.
Right.
Okay. But let's focus on the other people. Okay. I hate to say it, but when I look at Will Smith, yeah, he's gonna be my pinata tonight. I don't think Deadshot.
No, me neither.
Okay. I see Will Smith, and any moment now, Agent K is gonna show up. That's what I kept thinking.
You know what I kept thinking? Like, I keep thinking that what they're going to do with Deadshot is, because it's Will Smith, it's going to have to be, this tortured family guy who doesn't really want to kill anymore.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's what they're going to do with it. Because otherwise, no way would Will Smith have taken that role.
Yeah. Now, here's my question to you: Is this movie at all in the same universe as the other the other DC?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they're all in the same universe. Like, remember in the trailer, Amanda Waller talks about how when Superman showed up, they all started coming out of the shadows.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is to you, and I guess this more ties in then with the Batman part of Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Joker in this one the same one that wrote the messages?
Well, that's a good question. And here's a fan theory I read. I think it was yesterday. I'm not sure if you saw this.
The Jason Todd one?
Yeah.
That's doable.
Okay, so for anyone who hasn't heard it, the theory is that basically this Joker isn't the original Joker. He's Jason Todd, who becomes the Joker. Now, it's an interesting theory, especially because, well, I'm not going to say that because it'll spoil Arkham Knight, but
just say spoilers and go on.
You haven't played the game yet, though.
I don't care.
Okay, so spoilers. In Arkham Knight, Jason Todd is the Arkham Knight, which, they pretty much telegraph that from the first time he appears in the game. But anyway, one of the things in the Arkham Knight story, though, is that Jason Todd is branded with a J on his cheek by the Joker. And it's like in the exact same position that Jared Leto's J tattoo on his face is on.
Okay.
There's also apparently a tattoo, like one of the tattoos on his arms looks like a bird's wing, so there's a theory that it could be a robin. And then the tattoo of the skull with the Jester's cap is like, Jason Todd dying and then being reborn as the Joker is kind of like what it's supposed to symbolize or something like that. And then that the fact that he has the fake teeth, the metal teeth, which looks so ridiculous, is because of the beating that the Joker gave him with the crowbar in the comics.
What happened to my only question would be, what happened to the original Joker?
See, I don't think this theory is going to work because, first off, now that this article has been written, you can bet that Warner Brothers is going to call for a rewrite. If that was
fuck, they figured it out.
Yeah. But second, I don't think they'll do that because it is just way too convoluted to explain to the average moviegoer.
Will they even care then? That's the other question.
Well, because it's like the only reason to do something like that is for shock value. And you're only going to shock the comic fans, and everyone else is just going to be scratching their head. Because you're going to have people who, most people, their only image of Robin is Dick Grayson. They don't know anything about Jason Todd or Tim Drake or any of these other characters.
I got to break it to you. A lot of people, their only image of Robin, aka Dick Grayson, is from the 1960s Batman.
Well, they probably also got from the Batman and Robin and Batman Forever.
That's even worse. Go ahead.
But anyway, the point is that, that's their only image of the character is from these other things. So you're going to have people going, wait a minute. So Dick Grayson, so this guy, the Joker, used to be Robin, but not Dick Grayson. This was another Robin. And then this Robin was killed by the Joker, but not really. And then now he's maybe killed the Joker or something, and he's the new Joker.
Now, does this? Let me say this though. I'll tell you where that could jive. Okay, is because in Batman v Superman, it's obvious that Bruce Wayne has retired.
Right.
It's a much older Bruce Wayne in this movie.
Right.
And so maybe he kills the Joker. And, okay, I've killed somebody. I'm gonna just hang it up.
Mm-hmm.
But then what about all the other Batman villains?
Right. But that it's why would Jason Todd take over the role of the Joker? It just doesn't make much sense, and it'd be too convoluted of an explanation to explain to the casual audiences.
Yeah, because they're not going to get the reference.
They're not going to get the references. I mean, like,
Let's see.
You could do the whole Jason Todd dying, being killed by the Joker. That you can work in fairly easily. But then to weave in this whole other complicated backstory about him becoming the new Joker.
But see, this is the problem with DC again. They took an antiseptic approach to this. They're like, well, they hired somebody. Unless I'm wrong here, and they probably did pick a fan. Look at this guy, like, ooh, I like this. Ooh, I like this. Let's try and be clever. Or they pick somebody who did some research and said, well, what were the hottest or the most controversial or the big things that happened in the Batman universe or whatever universe that, these characters are from. And I'm just going to piecemeal that.
They wouldn't care. Like it's because something like that is too convoluted for audiences to understand. Like you just end up confusing. Like
but they're not going to think that. They're going to think.
Yes, they are. Come on,
Oh no, I'm not saying that the audience will get that.
I'm saying Warner Brothers would think that. I mean, come on, this is a company that doesn't give a shit about the comics. They've proven that with Man of Steel.
Right, but this is why I'm saying that they pick somebody to put the research.
But they wouldn't. But this is why I'm saying they wouldn't do it because they care more about what the audience would think. And they're not going to pull out some obscure, complicated backstory.
But what if they? Yeah, no. They're not going to take. Let me finish my thing here. I'm not saying that they're going to take the whole thing. I'm saying they're going to take the aha. Like something.
But the aha moment is what confuses the audience because you have to explain all this other backstory.
They don't give a shit. Like you said, they don't give a shit. So they're going to take all these ahas from all these other story points and collage them together.
This isn't a comic book story point, though.
But this is what they're doing.
But no, we don't know they're doing this. This is one fan theory, and it's pretty ridiculous because Warner Brothers would not go through this many hoops, right? Something like this. Man. No, because something like this would only serve to be an aha moment for the comic book fans. And Warner Brothers doesn't care about them. They want the mass appeal. Something like this would not have mass appeal because it's confusing.
So if you throw this out, okay, then who is the Joker in this movie?
I think he's just the Joker.
They're just deciding to make a new spin on it.
Yeah.
I wonder if Heath Ledger had not passed away, would he have reprised the role?
Probably not.
Oh, he's be done with it.
No, not even about him, but I'm just means the the whole way it's set up. They're not going back to old characters. I mean, they didn't ask Christian Bale to come back. They didn't ask Joseph Gordon-Levitt to come back. They didn't ask Michael Caine to come back. Why would they only ask Heath Ledger to come back?
That's a good point. I'm just wondering if they would do that.
No, they wouldn't do that. It's the same reason why the theory that you came up, the rumor that you found about Superman appearing on Flash,
Yeah.
which this rumor says that Tom Welling is going to appear on Flash as Superman, and it's going to be connected to Smallville. They're
That's
not
been
going
shut down.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Because it's I didn't read
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, it's not because it's not going to happen because the way the universe is set up, it's not possible.
Well, I hope the Constantine thing happens.
The Constantine thing is more likely, but the Tom Welling thing, it's they're not going to connect these shows to Smallville because it makes no sense. They already had a younger Green Arrow on that show. They had a younger Flash on that show, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense for 10 years later for Oliver Queen to become Green Arrow again. You know what I mean?
Do you think he's going to become the Green Arrow again in a new Arrow season?
What do you mean?
Well, we're jumping all over here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is that in Smallville, Green Arrow was on Smallville. The Flash was on Smallville. And they were both younger versions of those characters.
Yeah.
So for Arrow...
Yeah, you're right.
So it wouldn't make much sense for... It doesn't fit in the continuity because in the Arrow universe, in the the TV show, Stephen Amell went to the island 5 years ago, and when he came back, he became Green Arrow. There was nothing about any time in Smallville or any references to any missing period where he could have been Green Arrow. He became Green Arrow when he returned to Starling. In Smallville, so there's no way for the universes to exist. Plus, metahumans didn't appear until Flash came out in this world. There were no metahumans before that. So you can't work in the Smallville stuff because they had metahumans all over the place.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
And they're not going to bring in Tom Welling to play a new version of Superman because, honestly, nobody really gives a shit about Tom Welling as Superman.
He must have really not do a great job.
Well, I mean, he was okay at first, but the whole thing went down fast. But it's the same reason why they wouldn't bring in Brandon Routh to play Superman. Instead, they brought him in to play the Atom. They're not gonna bring back the actor to play the same character again in a different universe because they don't want the connection to that other universe. It's why they didn't try getting Liam Neeson to play Ra's al Ghul.
Happy something. Ra's al Ghul. Well, all right. So, okay. So going forward here, what? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, the other trailers here.
Okay.
I think we've kind of circled the drain here with the Joker and Suicide Squad. Let's talk about the Batman v Superman.
Okay.
Okay. Well, what did you think of it?
I'm still there are some things I liked about it. I think Affleck looks like he's really into the role, and he'll probably do a good job as Batman. But one of the things I liked is there's that scene where Superman fires his heat vision at him, and Batman grapples off the side of the building. So it looks like we're getting a much more acrobatic Batman, like in the comics, which is cool. No more like lumbering around Batman. But overall, it's still, it's got a lot of the same problems as Man of Steel has. And also judging by Henry Cavill's recent statements about how Superman's kind of like a god among humans and they're approaching it that way. I mean, that's not how Superman sees himself. So they still don't really get what Superman is. I mean, they got the Batman part just fine, but the Superman part, they still have no idea what they're doing.
What do you... He comes off as very, very... They both do come off as like very bitter people.
Yeah, well, Batman I understand because it looks like
but
this
Superman.
But yeah, Superman, there's no reason for that.
I'm like, you gotta be shitting me.
Yeah.
He's like, he's sort of like this antiseptic. Once again, I'm using that word today. Um, Neutral. Fucking, I'm Switzerland. Um, Listen, I'm from the space alien people.
Hmm.
Blah blah blah, Krypton. Blah blah blah. I'm here to protect all men. Blah blah blah. Don't hate me, but don't love me. I bring no hope. Just that I'm not gonna fuck things up.
And what did you think of Jesse Eisenberg's Luther?
You know, and I did state this on the podcast that I thought it was a crappy idea.
Uh huh.
I'm eating crow here. Guys, just saying that I liked what I saw.
I did too, but that the long hair is completely pointless.
You know why the long hair is there.
Why?
That whole long hair thing there is a setup so he can become bald.
I mean, that's just like how many dozens of fucking times have we seen this before? Just cut that shit out and just start off.
No. Once again, go back to what you just said about DC, the Warner Brothers. Okay, what did you fucking say about those people? They're simply going ahead and doing the same thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They want, we gotta find a way. He's already somewhat jealous, but he hasn't been pushed over the edge against Superman. Well, we're gonna fucking burn off his hair. Because that seemed to work historically in the comics and whatever the fuck else he was on.
His whole the red capes are coming thing at the end kind of had me rolling my eyes though.
I think I missed that.
Oh, it's right at the end of the trailer. You know, he like kind of does in the sing-song voice like the red capes are coming. The red capes are coming.
Oh, like the red okay.
Yeah, and I'm just like that's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Just going for what's a cute word I can say right now.
Yeah. We got a brief image of we saw very briefly Wonder Woman in action though, and she looks pretty good in that costume.
She's kind of dark looking though, like she's fucking.
Well, yeah,
serious.
I mean that's always the.
It's always bothered me though the classic Wonder Woman costume. Like you're from some place.
From the Themyscira. I can never pronounce it.
Yeah, the Amazonian place.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you're walking around with like stars and stripes underwear and a push-up bra made out of metal that has essentially the Postal Service logo on there.
Well, they have changed that stuff over the years. I mean, like,
I know. I've seen it. Yeah,
it's the W symbol instead, and I didn't see any stars on it. So
no, because I'm thinking back to that one from the 70s.
Right.
Like god damn it.
Well, that was all explained because she designed her costume that way because she was fighting with the Allies in World War II.
Yeah, I know. But I just it bugged me. Okay, it just fucking bugged me.
Anyway, yeah, I'm slightly less pessimistic about it, but it's still Zack Snyder and David Goyer, so I really have no fucking hope at all. But did you hear about the news about the Batman movie they're going to be doing?
No.
They've got a director for it.
I didn't even know they were going to make a Batman movie.
Oh, yeah, of course. Come on, like they're not going to make a Batman movie.
I thought they were done with the whole
Batman
by himself.
No, they're still going to make Batman movies. They're never going to stop making Batman movies. Are you kidding? Batman movies are the only thing Warner Brothers can count on as being successful.
That's sort of like Sony with their Spider-Man. You know how many times they can trot that out?
But anyway, so yeah, they've got a director for the Batman movie. Guess who it is?
No clue.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he's going to direct the Batman movie.
Is he going to star as the Batman too?
Yeah. And Jeff Johns is going to be co-writing it.
Well, I'll reserve judgment. I've been wrong a lot. Okay.
Well, this I'm excited about because Affleck is a huge Batman fan.
Yes, that's why I'm
And
reserving judgment.
and
Oh no,
he's
I
going to
don't.
co-write it with Jeff Johns, who's also a good writer. So,
I'm not denying that Affleck wouldn't do a good job, nor Johns.
well, you
It's
see, here's the thing. I mean, they will probably do fine with Batman because this universe is perfectly set up for Batman. It's everything else that's the problem because they're trying to apply the Batman formula to every other character.
Well, that's the thing. How much is the studio going to interfere and fuck things up?
Well, they're not
what I'm
gonna.
afraid.
Well, why would they fuck this up? Like, it's not the same thing as with the Superman movies because the studio wants dark, and that fits Batman perfectly. So there's not really anything they could do to fuck it up.
I hope you're right, pal. I really hope you're right.
Like there are some characters that their approach will work for. It'll work for Batman. It'll work for Suicide Squad, although the Joker has me kind of iffy, and it'll work for Aquaman.
It's like every one of them look like they got a stick up their ass.
Well, Batman's supposed to look like that, so that makes sense.
I don't mind the Superman. Excuse me. I don't mind Batman. Okay, that I get. I'm talking about the other ones. You know, are they all supposed to be like, you all fucking, like it's they all belong in a hipster cafe in the 1950s?
Well, yeah, they do,
consumerism.
but I'm saying that doesn't have any bearing on Batman.
I'm not talking about Batman.
But that's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking. See, this is what's happening here. Is you want a ham sandwich and I want a cheeseburger.
Well, I wanted to talk about the Batman movie, and you're talking about everyone else.
We already
talked about it. Well, we talked about everyone else to death.
I'm just saying that, Aquaman gets laughed at. I'm pretty sure he'd be a badass in real life, but don't make him into don't make Aquaman into Batman.
Well, no, but Aquaman should be a badass. I mean, he's basically
right, but don't.
The ocean.
Right, I understand that. I'm just saying, don't make him this brooding.
But that's kind of who Aquaman was in the 90s.
Okay, well, all right. Well, I just think it's like with the Superman character, like you said in the past.
Well, with Superman, it's different. Superman's a different type of character.
Wait, but why does Aquaman have to be brooding and well, okay, you know what? Actually, he could be, considering we pollute the oceans.
I mean, Aquaman's always been kind of pissed off at mankind for that kind of stuff, so it makes sense.
But I mean, yeah, but I don't want him. Yeah, but should he always be dark and brooding though? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe I am wrong.
Well, look at the Aquaman books from the 90s when Peter David took over the book. And
what about before the 90s?
Oh, fuck that.
Is that when he was stupid?
Pretty much, yeah.
Hey, look at me. I got a perfect set of hair, even though I'm coming through 20 leagues of the sea.
No, but if you look at the stuff, like the 90s is when Peter David rebooted the character, he really turned Aquaman into a total badass. And the New 52 Aquaman kind of took the same track. I mean, he's basically Conan of the ocean, so.
Right. No, I don't mind Conan of the ocean. That's fine. I just don't want everybody to be dressed in black.
Well, no, they're not going to be.
Like
everybody. Even now, not even Batman's all dressed in black.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't want to be looking like Johnny Cash.
All right, so let's move on. You saw not Days of Future Past, the Apocalypse trailer, right?
I did.
What do you think of that?
As I mentioned earlier, Apocalypse, I'm used to seeing one way. I'll give this a chance.
Have you seen these images? Check out the chat. I just sent you a link.
Yeah.
You saw these?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay.
I like what somebody referred to him. He looks like a fuck. Who was it? That's Psylocke?
Yeah, that's Psylocke. Olivia Munn's playing her.
And the other one's Storm.
Yep.
Oh, they got a new person for Storm. Did they
recast everyone? Yeah,
everyone.
Younger actors. Scroll down to the bottom. You'll see the younger actors. They got the girl from Game of Thrones playing Jean Grey.
Yeah, I didn't see this then, actually. I take it the guy in the plaid shirt's Wolverine.
Huh?
the guy in the plane. Oh, you know who?
Magneto.
Oh, fuck do I know? No,
Michael
you know what somebody
Fassbender.
told me
What?
when they showed me a picture of this. That Apocalypse looks like a villain from Power Rangers.
I think he looks fine. I mean, Apocalypse has always looked kind of blue and cheesy. You're not going to get away from that.
Yeah, I know. That big A on his belt buckle and then it's like, they're not gonna know who I am unless I have this giant fucking A on my body.
Right, right.
Because you couldn't tell otherwise.
You know what's interesting about this though is it looks like they're going with the classic costumes.
You mean the yellow and blue?
Yeah, well, like just more.
Like, these look like the costumes from these look like the costumes from the late '80s, for the 1980s and '90s.
The movie's set in the '80s, set in 1983.
Okay, well that makes a lot of sense then. I'm glad they rebooted it. I mean, I'd hate to see them not make any more X-Men movies. I enjoyed the first one and the second. Honestly, I've always had the theory that they were never expecting to make a sequel.
What was that?
I always had this odd theory that when the first X-Men movie came out, they weren't expecting to make a sequel.
Yeah, that makes sense because they actually originally sold Professor X's wheelchair. After the first movie, yeah, they they sent they what they did was it was Patrick Stewart's lawyer. He bought the chair, and then when they decided to make the sequel, Patrick Stewart went back to his lawyer and he said, "Hey, we kind of need the chair back." Guess what his lawyer did?
What?
He rented them the chair.
Typical Shylock lawyer. There you go. That's a lawyer for you. I would have done the same thing. Oh yeah, that is Magneto.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Are they gonna have Gambit?
I don't think he's going to be in this. But Gambit is supposed to get his own movie franchise with what's his name? He was in the 21 Jump Street movie. Channing Tatum. He's supposed to be playing Gambit, apparently.
I can't wait to see this. I'm just looking at the pictures. I'm sorry. Look at that. Oh my god.
Singer, here's some stuff Singer said about it. He said, X-Men is always centered around the fight between mutants and humans. This one is a bit different. It deals with the concept of ancient mutantism, gods and men. It deals with issues that are global. Apocalypse makes no distinction between humans and mutants, only between the weak and the strong. He as a character is what is so ultimately compelling. They said these are very different characters than they were in the films X-Men 1, 2, and 3. They're at a time in their lives when they are at the most opposite of what they would become. That's a thrill to me, to take characters I crafted so many years ago and flip them completely on their side and show how they evolved and began. Finally, the director teased that the iterations of the X-Men costumes in Apocalypse will hew closer to their iconic comic book look and feel. The X-Men are sort of a fighting team, so it was always an attempt at being realistic to have them in fighting uniforms, flight suits, things like that. In X-Men First Class, which I produced and wrote the story for, we hark back to the original colors of the original costumes from the 1963 comics. I will say that in X-Men Apocalypse, there is a chance, without giving anything away, that you may get closer to seeing what I think you are interested in seeing. I know it's something that I've been interested in, I just always wanted to do it the right way. So we'll probably be getting some more of the classic costume. And it looks like that so far, judging from Psylocke's costume. Because that's pretty much almost exactly like the comics.
What the hell? Wait a second here. Suddenly this video popped up. Yeah, no, I you know what? Like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
The only thing that doesn't make much sense is that this is supposed to be an alternate timeline, right? But like all the characters are still supposed to be the same age, which is why they're all young in 1983, right?
Right.
How is Jubilee here? Because she was a teenager in the not too distant future of the original X-Men films.
In the original X-Men film, those never happened, right? Well, I'll tell you.
No. This is an alternate timeline.
Okay.
But it's still connected to the original universe. So the characters, they'll be in different places. They may come into the team earlier, which is why we have Nightcrawler here. But, they're still the same ages as they were originally. Except Jubilee is a teenager in the not too distant future, and she's a teenager in these movies in 1983.
Well, couldn't they? Let me ask you this, because I haven't seen it. Did she die or survive? Does she, or no? Let me ask you this: does she come back from the future to start with the X-Men, or, if they appear in different places, why couldn't they appear in different times?
But how would that work, though?
I don't know.
Because how will changing the timeline make Jubilee be born 20 years earlier than she was in the original movies?
Retconning? That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, it just this is the problem I have with Fox. It's just they don't know. They want to have it both ways, right? They want to keep the original timeline, but then they also want to reboot it, and then they do things like this, which make no real sense.
I have to see Jubilee and Days of Future Past.
She wasn't in Days of Future Past.
Which one was she in?
She was in the first 3 X-Men movies.
Why don't I fucking remember her?
She was only a background character. She wasn't a major character.
Well, a background character. Well, there you go. Then they can get away with it.
But she was even called by name in the second X-Men movie.
Yeah, and how many people will remember that?
Still, I mean, it's just, it's just those little things that bug me.
I mean, they're going to just, nobody's going to fucking remember it. Or some other kid that disappears, or,
But it's those little things that bug me about it. And Fox always does, like, I don't expect them to hew completely to the
hold on.
continuity, but they can't even stick to their own continuity.
My question for you is this.
Uh-huh.
Do the first 3 films count?
Yes.
Because of Days of Future Past, they count.
Because the first look, here's how the timeline goes, right? You had X-Men First Class, right? Then here's how the original timeline worked. You had X-Men First Class, then you had X-Men Origins Wolverine, then you had the X-Men trilogy, then you had the Wolverine, the second Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Then we jump forward to the future of Days of Future Past. Wolverine gets sent back in time to the 1970s. And then that's where everything changes.
Okay.
But it's still changing the timeline wouldn't cause someone to be born 20 years earlier.
Why not?
How could that happen?
Why not? There's no rules that says you got to be born in 1980 or 2080.
How are you going to be born 20 years earlier, Johnny?
How do you know Jubilee's parents didn't conceive her when they were much older? How far into the future did they go?
It was 50 years in the future from the 1970s.
Oh, well, 50 years. That does make sense.
But Jubilee was a teenager in the first X-Men movie, which was set in the not too distant future. So that means the movie came out in 2000. That means you could probably say that the not too distant future was set in was, let's be conservative and say 2005.
Okay.
So Jubilee's a teenager in 2005, right? Or let's just use 2003 since it's easier to keep with 10 years, right? 10-year systems. That means that in 1983, she would not have been born yet, right?
Yeah, okay.
This movie, X-Men Apocalypse, is set in 1983. Jubilee is a teenager in this movie. So basically, you're saying that Jubilee had to have been born in what, like late 1960s, late 1960s probably, right? Early 1970s.
Hold on though. Is this the same Jubilee?
We don't know, but the thing is, the point I'm making is that this is just really confusing.
Well,
and it just shows a problem with Fox because they don't think about things like this. They don't give a shit about it, and they don't give a shit about their own continuity. And it's something that's always bugged me about their movies.
this is just another reason why Disney just has to make sure it gets all its titles back.
Well, it's not going to happen. I mean, I can tell you right now, they're not going to get the X-Men back.
Yeah.
They might get Fantastic Four back because that movie looks like it's going to be a pile of shit. And I can't imagine Fox trying to go for a fourth try after this one.
Has it been a... Oh, are we including the Silver Surfer movie?
Yeah.
Fourth, let's see. There was...
No, this is their third try. This is Fox's third try. They made 2 movies with Tim Story directing. That was Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Then
I
they
really wanted a Silver Surfer movie. I really did.
Then they rebooted it with this new one that's coming out, which looks awful. And I think this one's probably going to bomb. And if it bombs, that means Fox probably won't go for a fourth try.
Disney will have to hopefully get it back. Now, what about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man is it's like a Marvel Sony joint production.
Because he's going to appear in what? Civil War?
That's the theory.
Still, man, you know what? Jubilee being misplaced, now all the other stuff. I'm still looking forward to seeing it.
Look, it's a minor quibble, but it's just these little things that Fox does that, you know, it just irritates me about their movies because it shows that they don't care about their own continuity.
Well, no, of course not. They're in it like they need the money. How else are they going to pay Bill O'Reilly's salary?
But I mean, it's like, why'd you have to even do that then? Why even use Jubilee at all? It doesn't make any sense.
Because maybe they have the... Well, I want to say they're playing from the same script book that Warner is, but no, Warner's just really bad. Fuck, it's a legitimate concern, not specifically Jubilee, but that they don't give a fuck.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
But anyway, let's talk about the thing they're doing right.
Okay.
Which is the Deadpool trailer.
Let's go on with that.
Now, did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Now, how awesome was that?
My friend, I am very, very, very looking forward to that.
It looks so good.
Now, I had to see it. Honestly, when I first saw it, it was through a cam.
That's the only version
they were showing it. It wasn't
that's
until
the only version that's out there right now. There's no there's.
But which version did you see? Because there was
same version.
a couple of them floating around here.
They're all based on.
He's like in front of a fireplace.
They're all based on the same source. So like, there's one that's zoomed in and cropped, but there's no like HD quality one. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know. I just lost you there. I think it's my end. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all the Deadpool trailers and all the X-Men Apocalypse trailers. They come from the same source video. There's no different source video. So they're all, you know, that bad quality shot on a cell phone camera type of thing.
Yeah, it's no. I just found one. Finally.
You sure?
Is it the same? I know it's Ryan Reynolds. Okay. Yeah. But forgive me the way I'm going to say it. Is this the same version of the character that Ryan Reynolds played in that one other time he played? No.
You're talking about the one in X-Men Origins.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's ignored. X-Men Origins doesn't exist anymore in the new timeline.
Okay.
Yeah, X-Men Origins has been completely erased from existence. Okay, now taking a look at this.
That's the best one I can find.
Oh, this is different. Wait a minute. No, this is a fan trailer. This is not a real trailer. That's not a real Deadpool trailer.
God damn it! Yeah,
Because
then the only one I've seen was
footage,
this shit.
that footage is from Blade Trinity.
God damn it! Then I don't know what the fuck I've seen, Barry. Ah, shit! All this time I thought I was watching the actual Deadpool trailer.
No, what they did was they took there is some footage. It's not from the Deadpool movie itself, but it was from like test CGI footage they did to see how a Deadpool action scene would work. But it's not actually from the Deadpool movie. Like they reshot that scene, but that was just test footage. That's not actually the real trailer.
Then I don't know. Then no. Then I didn't. Unfortunately, I have
you
not.
Saw the cam version, right?
Yeah, I saw the cam
That's
version.
the only one that's out there.
Okay, is it the? Hold on one second. This is the one I've seen. I'll post it on here. That's the one I've seen. There's like they showed an X-ray of him and.
Yeah, this is the only version that exists right now. Any other legitimate trailers, they're all based on that source video, but it's like somewhat cropped or something like that, or zoomed in so you can see it a little bit better. But it's all based on that same source video.
Okay, well that's
Fox hasn't released official trailers for them yet.
I wonder why. Is it too early?
Well, Deadpool's coming out. They're both coming out next year. I don't know why they don't just release them.
You know,
I mean, I can understand with Apocalypse because the effects are still unfinished. But with Deadpool, that looks like they should be able to release that trailer. That looked pretty much ready to go.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
I don't know. It's fucking movie studio logic. What can you do?
Wow.
But yeah, the Deadpool movie looks really, really good.
Have you seen? Oh yeah, it is the same one. Have you seen? No, maybe I shouldn't change the topic just yet.
That's okay.
You want to still stick with superhero stuff?
Well, what is it? What are you gonna mention?
I was gonna say, have you seen the Star Wars ones?
Yes, seen all those.
I don't know about you, but I went ape shit over that.
Yeah,
I went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, Chewie, we're home.
That was awesome.
Sorry, Batman. We won the internet. They beat him too. Are you kidding me? And I don't know if the new Battlefront game is connected but there is a scene where they're driving around or something with a Star Destroyer that's crashed in the desert.
Yeah.
And in the Battlefront games, the new one is coming out or came out.
Mm-hmm.
They show something similar.
It might have been inspired by the new movie.
Maybe. Now, I found it amazing. I honestly thought, oh, geez, though, they're gonna go all CGI. And then they were talking. Abrams at the passion this movie. This is definitely a thing of love,
right?
And I was amazed at how they went back to classic special effects.
Yeah.
I was very happy. I mean, I got nothing against CGI, to be honest with you. And I don't know why it gets so much hate.
Oh, yeah. It always drives me nuts when people are just bitching about it. And I'm like, and it's funny. They're some of the same people who will bitch about it are also like the same people who love the Avengers. And I'm like, that movie would not be possible without the CGI you're bitching about.
Yeah, I mean, oh, God, it's all CGI. All this. So the fuck what?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you're not going to be able to pull off some of the stuff that you want from a comic book or from fantasy.
Right.
You could not do Jurassic Park with claymation.
Right.
Okay.
Or here's one thing that I thought was really funny is everybody was talking about Mad Max Fury Road, and it's like, oh, it's so amazing because they use all practical effects. I'm like, no, they use CGI in that too.
Yeah, there's none of those actors would have lived if that thing was for real.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a guy strumming a guitar with flames coming out of it. and going at an 80 miles an hour. You know,
I mean, there are times it can get overdone, but I hate this whole all CGI sucks mentality. It's just
I agree. I just don't understand the hate.
and it's just like
What
get off your fucking high horse, man.
they're actually making shit. Are you making anything? No.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like comic book guy from The Simpsons.
Pretentious fucks.
You know, yeah, worst effects ever. Then fucking make something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take a still shot. I got nothing against the old effects, but there's a reason they went to the fucking computers.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna. I mean, the Death Star and all that stuff.
Plus,
Yeah,
when it comes to like practical effects and stunts and all that, I mean, you know what? Let's see you do some of those stunts. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We're talking about shit that could really hurt normal people. So I don't mind if they use some CGI if it's going to prevent.
There's no way after the Deadpool video. There's no way you could get a professional stuntman to do 30% of that stuff.
Right.
Maybe a lot of it they can.
Right.
Okay, a lot of it they can, but I'm sorry. It's like with Spider-Man. When they made all the Spider-Man, there's no fucking way. Even if you put strings or cables on the guy, that you're going to be able to make good those maneuvers.
No, not at all.
And you need to have like really good camera work. There's no way. No way. So
Right. Yeah.
be happy you got. I mean, we're in an. This is the same thing like when Louis C.K. You know who he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goes on about the smartphone.
Oh, I love that. I love
right
that.
how people bitch about. I don't have the latest smartphone. You've got a fucking computer on your hand.
Yeah.
You got. I mean, you can look up shit.
His whole everything's okay rant as well.
Yeah. People should be. I mean, for Christ's sake, you're able to make movies now that Alfred Hitchcock would sell his entire family to make.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's all special effects and explosions.
It's like the very definition of a first world problem.
Yes.
I mean, come the fuck out. You can't get much more first world problem than the movie I want to see has CGI in it.
And I'll tell you, you don't really see this with that much. My experience with people who are our age or slightly older versus people who grew up watching nothing but movies of CGI. It's sort of like, I'll give you another example. You and I grew up with Nintendo, okay? And you could definitely say that the graphics of today were giving us, our 10-year-old versions of ourselves, aneurysms because we get so excited, right? I mean, but you talk to some people today like, the graphics are okay. It's a game that sucks. I'm like, you're walking around I would have, could you imagine, for example, even Nintendo 64, with Mario World, you're walking around a fucking world, I mean, Mario, when I don't know about you, but when I first got the Super Mario game in 1985 or 86, all that motherfucker could do was go up and down, left and right, and hope he didn't fall in a pit of lava, get hit by a mushroom. Whereas this one, he's flying and dodging all sorts of crazy ass shit. And it's the same thing back to the movies. Go ahead. If you think all that CGI is not worth it, then I beg you to spend the next 20 years of your life, or just 10, watching movies made before the computer.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead. I want you to, if you don't like the Spider-Man of 2012, then watch the Spider-Man of 1970s.
Oh God, the Nick Hammond version with this.
Okay, and tell me you wouldn't want to do that, or better yet, you're complaining about Iron Man. Watch the other one that had what's his face with that groovy ass mustache and that big. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
In the 19th, I mean, we're talking a movie where you don't need Lou Ferrigno to be the Hulk. Okay. You don't have to hire an Italian guy with gigantism to be the fucking Hulk when you can get the original actor to become the Hulk, which is a keystroke.
Right. Oh.
So, but still, I was amazed that they were able with the Star Wars stuff to pull off what they did. That
Oh yeah, I
robot.
mean, like, look, if they can do practical effects, then that's great. Go for it. But
Right.
I'm not gonna. I hate these people who will just bash CGI just because it's like the new hipster thing to do.
Yes. Yeah, shut up. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Then don't watch the fucking movie. If you
Yeah,
got a
just
problem with it, and I see you in the theater, I'm gonna get a. They should tattoo a big fucking H on your forehead for hypocrite.
just go find a microbrew somewhere and leave the rest of us alone.
Yeah, just go enjoy your Starbucks, or not yours, or
No, I
your
think Starbucks is too mainstream for them now.
okay, not Starbucks, but some coffee place that's not even in the front of a commercial district. It's in the alley. You
Right.
know, go see your you just go away. Just fucking go away. I don't care about there's worse things in the world than CGI.
Right.
Okay, how about famine? How
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
fact that you got religious extremists
Well, come on.
severing
Let's not get
okay,
too off track here. 'Cause, I
okay,
mean, we're
but
bitching about Superman movies earlier, so come on.
this is what Superman does to you now. Don't you understand? This is what, God damn them. This is what they've done to us. This is why Superman can't be brooding, can't be dark. You know what? Superman can't drive my car because he'll just take me down dark alleys.
All right. All right. So we're getting running kind of long on time here, and I got some stuff I got to do today.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we didn't get to talk about Daredevil, but we can talk about that next time.
Well, we could do this thing tomorrow too if you want.
Oh, tomorrow I got to work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Next week?
Next week I could probably do it. Yeah.
And we can talk about they got the trailers for season 2.
Oh, already?
I thought I saw that or pictures. Some
Oh, okay.
goddamn thing.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, before we go though, you've been playing the Arkham games now, haven't you?
I've been playing all the Batman games ever since I got let's see the ones I've been playing here. I've been playing Batman Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham Knight.
How can you play Arkham Knight? I thought that wasn't out for PC yet.
Oh yeah, it is. It just doesn't work right.
Oh, okay.
That's the one I tell you where you crash into a window and you end up on your Windows desktop.
Wait, so you're not actually playing them in order? You're just playing them randomly, bits and pieces?
I didn't know which one was it. I'm late to the game on this thing.
Okay, so here's the Arkham Asylum was the first game, right?
Okay.
Then Arkham City came after that.
Okay.
Arkham Origins was the third one released, but it's a prequel.
Okay.
So in the timeline, Arkham Origins actually comes first. And then Arkham Knight is the latest one.
Okay, so I need to go buy some more Batman games.
Oh, you don't have Arkham Asylum?
I don't think I do. Let me double check here. I'm gonna check on Steam because I get a better deal on Steam.
Do you have a PlayStation Plus account?
I do. I probably have it for that. I know I downloaded a fuckload of Batman games for that too.
Because I know I'm pretty sure Arkham Asylum was free on PlayStation Plus a while back. So if you downloaded it then you'll probably have it.
Yeah, I have that one for. I'm looking at the logo. I know I have Asylum for.
Okay.
So I have to play that one first.
Yeah. I mean, like I would definitely play that one first. Arkham Origins, you can either play it because as far as the story goes, Arkham Origins takes place first, but because Arkham Asylum was the first game, if you play Origins first, it might kind of throw you off all the things you can't do in Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
Because Arkham Asylum is all set within the asylum. Arkham Origins is in more of an open world setting.
And what's the one that comes after that one?
It goes Arkham Asylum, then Arkham City. And Arkham City is kind of open world, but it's a much smaller Gotham. And then Arkham Origins is a much bigger Gotham, but it's not as good of a game as Arkham City. So it's up to you which one you want to play first.
Okay.
And I finished Arkham Knight, and it's okay, but it could have been so much better. And so
Okay.
far, the season pass has been really disappointing. Like the Harley Quinn DLC is like 30 minutes. The Batgirl one is like 45 minutes. There are no challenge maps. It's just AR challenges where you replay certain segments of the game. So it's really disappointing so far. And the second half of the game too is really poorly designed because you just have to because you spend like half the time in the Batmobile, and it gets
Oh.
really friggin' old.
Uh, okay.
I mean, it's still a good game, but it gets I wish I had probably waited to buy it.
What about Lego Batman?
I played the first one a little bit. I played the demo for the third one. It's not really my thing.
Okay, so that does not continue it. All right.
No.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking.
All right. Well, that's all for us today. Johnny, you got anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, I'm pretty. I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Okay. Geekscreen.percivalconstantine.com. You can send us a tweet at Geekscreen, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.
Take care.